Okay, so hi guys, and in this tutorial, I'll basically be teaching you how to name chemical compounds, that is, ionic compounds and covalent compounds. So we'll first start with ionic compounds. Let me just write that here. Ionic compounds. Naming ionic compounds. Let me write that. Naming ionic compounds. Yeah. So what exactly are ionic compounds? Because I don't know if everyone here already has like some elementary or basic knowledge of chemistry. So basically, ionic compounds are compounds that are formed when a metal bonds with a non-metal. Non-metal. So some examples of ionic compounds are things like your common salts. Let me just write that here. Salts, like, and the symbol for salt is NaCl. I apologize for the bad handwriting. Just bear with me. NaCl. Okay. Now, naming ionic compounds is very, very easy, very simple. Doesn't really require a lot of knowledge. It's just direct. So if you see a symbol, like, okay, let me use this as an example, the symbol for salt, or you know, elements have symbols. For example, sodium's symbol, sodium, you know what, let me just use text. So sodium's symbol is Na. Simple. And in salt, in salt we have a symbol Na, and then we have another symbol Cl. And the element that is represented by the symbol Cl, as we all know, or as we all should know, is chlorine. Chlorine's symbol is Cl. Cl. So basically, in this tutorial, I'm just going to teach you and make sure that you understand naming of compounds, so that whenever you see a symbol, you a compound symbol, you'll be able to read it. Now let's read, or let's read this example. Let's learn how to name it. So we have NaCl. Now, how do we actually write the name of this chemical compound? It's actually very simple. We start with the first, sorry, start with um, the first element, and the first element of this symbol of this chemical compound is sodium. So we're going to have sodium, sorry, sodium. We're just going to write it like that. Now, the second element of this compound is what? Cl. And Cl stands for what? Chlorine. So, sodium, and then we write the second element, chlorine. But this is not what it's called. It's called sodium chloride. That means we change the Ne at the back of the chlorine to IDE, which is chloride. So basically, the format of naming ionic compounds is basically you first write metal, the metal's name, then you write the non-metal's name. Let me use a plus. The non-metal's name, but then change the suffix or change the ending of the non-metal to end in dash IDE. I hope that's clear. Now let's take another couple of examples so that this becomes even clearer. Now if we were given a compound's symbol that goes or looks something like this. M G O. Never mind. MGO. Yeah. So following the format again, what do we do? Now Mg is the symbol for an element called magnesium. So it's a metal, by the way. Ionic compounds is metal plus non-metal. So now we have magnesium plus the non-metal, which is what? Oxygen. Oxygen is represented by the symbol O. So magnesium plus oxygen. Now, this is not how we're just going to write it. We're going to change it from GEN, from oxygen to oxide. So now it becomes magnesium oxide. Let's remove this plus. So now this is the name of this ionic compound, magnesium oxide. Now the next one, let's let's see, let me see the last one actually. K B R. Now how do we name this? Remember, follow the format: metal plus non-metal, but change the non-metal to end in IDE. So K is the symbol to represent the element called potassium. And the non-metal, the this, let me just get my, now this element, this symbol rather, is used to represent the element called bromine. So this could have been a potassium bromine. But no, remember, we changed the non-metal to end in IDE, so potassium bromide. So we'll give you a couple of questions to answer before we move on to naming of covalent compounds. So just try to do this in your free time. Okay. So um, try to name this. CA and S. CAS. Then perhaps I should give you another one. Let's see. Let me think. Okay. B ACl2. Yeah. B A C L2. Okay. So I'll give you about 10 seconds to actually think about how to how to name it. Okay, so let's actually solve this together. So the metal, remember the format, metal plus non-metal, but change the non-metal to end in IDE. So the metal here is calcium. Ca is the symbol used to represent the element called calcium. Now, what's the non-metal? This is sulfur. S is the symbol used to represent sulfur. So we say calcium sulfide. Remember, we don't say calcium sulfur, we say calcium sulfide. Now that's just the answer. Very simple, very direct. Now this question here is a question that or yeah, it's a question that actually confuses a lot of beginners when it comes to naming of chemical compounds, because most beginners tend to let me not just say chemical compounds, ionic compounds specifically. They tend to make the mistake of including the number of atoms. For example, some beginners may name this as barium dichloride, which is wrong. In ionic compounds, we don't include the numbering, we just name it directly. Okay, so let's actually name it. So Ba, like I said, is I already mentioned it before. Ba is the symbol used to represent the element called barium, and our non-metal is chlorine. So this should be barium chloride. Sorry, chloride. It's not barium dichloride because of the two chlorine element atoms. No, it is barium chloride because we are naming ionic compounds. The numbering or the including of the the prefix is only added in covalent compounds, which we'll be treating in the next video. So I hope this was clear, and I hope you really gained a lot and understood how to name ionic compounds. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe and turn on notifications to have or be aware of when the next video drops. Thank you.